Hello guys, and welcome to another Zimaleta. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about eBay. Guess what guys? Today I open up my eBay store. And which store did I go with? I went with basically the second best, which is a $27.99 store. That's what it's going to cost me. Believe it or not guys, there's a cheaper level at $7.99. So I actually get to post about 250 items with my store to the regular type of listing, and then 250 auction style listings. Now lots of eBay rules, they changed I guess over time, so I'm going to be providing you with some of the recent information. So guys, in this video I want to tell you that I did start the store today, and I want to give you guys like weekly updates as to like, did I sell anything, or what's going on and stuff like that. So in this video I'm going to be showing you kind of like my setup and what am I doing so far to actually start selling the items and what I'm going to be selling exactly. So I've been wanting to start selling on eBay for a while, but I kind of always thought, you know what, like if I'm going to start selling, maybe things are not going to be selling and it's not going to be that good and stuff like that, and I really never got around to it. So I kind of was planning that this year I find I need to get around to it and actually start doing it, because I do have a lot of stuff to sell. Now guys, if you are brand new to sell on eBay, and if you're thinking about selling on eBay, you probably don't know this, but you could go to USPS.com and order yourself a bunch of free supplies basically. So I actually just did that. So just now open up my store, so everything's good. I still got to set up my background and thumbnail and stuff like that. By the way guys, I named it Zimaleta Motors because I am planning to sell parts on it at some point, but I am starting out right now to sell stuff like pretty much kind of like home goods, like, or I guess construction supplies or whatever you could call it. But I'm going to start by selling kitchen cabinet doors of different types, because I bought like 6 pallets of them. I know I already mentioned this in a previous video. I'm also going to be selling some lighting and some electrical outlets and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that I have left over because I've been basically building here like in my home, so I've been buying a lot of different stuff, so I have a lot of that stuff left over. So I'm going to be selling that. Then I'm going to be selling some electronics, and once I list all of the things that I have like just like extra lying around, which I have a lot of, then I'm going to start slowly getting into car parts and stuff like that. So I am actually planning to list 250 items this week. Definitely I'm planning to list that much. So I'm going to give you guys an update probably like in a few days how many items that I did list. But keep in mind, today I've posted this video, but also today, that's basically I'm going to be listing a lot of items. So in about a few days I'm going to like go ahead and update you what I actually listed my first day, which right now it's the 2nd of February. So starting out I guess. But the purpose of this video is to encourage any of you guys that's starting out like with eBay, and then refresh some of you guys' minds with the new rules and stuff like that, and the new fees, and the new strategies, and what sells, what doesn't. And week to week I'm going to be making a video letting you guys know how well my my eBay store is going. I'll tell you this guys, the statistics and analytics, it's about all the same for Amazon, and when it comes to like eBay, there's about 90% of people quit in the first 8 months to a year when they start off on eBay. Even more people quit when they start YouTube. And the reason more people quit on YouTube, because you just don't get paid at all. And guess what guys, why am I really bringing that up? I've been on YouTube now for 4 years, and my first 2 years, well, I didn't get paid that much. My first year I didn't get paid nothing. My second year I've made like $1,500. My third year I've made like $7,500, and then my fourth year I made about $7,700, which isn't that much considering the fact that I have invested so much of my time and supplies into my own channel. So I'm kind of thinking, you know what, it's really nice that I've built it up to this type of platform. I'm going to continue giving my support to my viewers and letting you guys know what I'm doing, because I see a lot of you guys are interested in what I'm doing, and a lot of you guys want to get me on the phone and talk about eBay and how to get started with Amazon, stuff like that. So I'm going to be sharing things that I will be doing like in my life, and how well they're actually working out for me and stuff like that. I'm gonna be heading to Home Depot and actually getting some shelving today. So if you guys are thinking about staying organized for your stuff, whatever you're selling, maybe this could be a pretty good idea for you guys. If you're trying to maybe use like a shed, there's my shed right there. Yeah, right there. I need to build some shelving inside so that I could actually keep everything organized, because one of the biggest things, guys, to selling is organization. I think selling on the side could be a pretty good supplementary income, and in some cases it could actually replace your income. I got a buddy of mine that sells eBay full-time, and he does auctions and Craigslist. He says he sells basically junk. Every time I ask him, I said, listen, what do you sell? He's like, I sell garbage. That's what he sells. That's what he just laughs about it, and it's not all garbage, but that's what he says, and he makes an extra $3,000 to $3,500 a month just doing that on eBay in itself, not including everything else he does. But anyways, guys, I do want to go to Home Depot and actually get some wood, and I think you'll be pretty interested to see like what I'm gonna pick. Here's what I want wood. It is 12 inches by 12 feet. Each piece costs nearly $15. So for the 6 of them here, I paid like $97, just about. This will be enough to create, just these 2 boards will be enough to create a whole shelf on my storage, because my walls are about 12 feet and a half, so these are 12s, so I really don't have to do much cutting. I'm just gonna have to, you know, make sure that they're gonna fit and stuff into that place. Hello, how you doing, sir? I got it.
Good? Sure.
I'm sure. Thank you, though.
All right.
Hey guys, all the shelving is built. Just like magic, I decided not to bore you with the details. So let me show you some of the stuff and what I'm planning to do with it. I want to show you the shelves that I built and the organization that basically I have in here. So these shelves, they span 12 feet this way. So I got to do just a little bit more organizing. So as you can see, here's all my kitchen cabinet doors. On this side, I have all the Varan debris. Then I have all the smaller doors here, a little bit mixed, but kind of in order. Then I have mocha cabinets, and they go all the way there. There's just a little space in here. I also have like the shelves and stuff like that. A little bit more doors over here towards this wall, and some doors on that side. I also have crown moldings there, and this is all crown moldings and some little trim. I also have a bunch of trim here. The trim and stuff I'm not going to be selling right now. I'm focused on just selling the kitchen cabinet doors, and there's also some of these going here. These kitchen cabinet doors, they're actually quite nice. This is what they look like. And the mocha stuff, which is right, I unwrapped this door. This is a mocha style door, and it's basically, it's just all wood, kind of like a flat finish. And this is it from further. In order to keep track of everything and keep everything organized and understand the pricing and the quantities of stuff, I'm actually using Excel spreadsheets by Google. I downloaded them into my phone and I keep everything organized in there. Just the Mocha stuff alone, and this is if I base the price at $50 per door. Some of the little doors like this at $25, and of course prices will change. This is just me trying to kind of like estimate approximate value. So these doors and some that go back there, some of these here, it's equivalent to 175. It's actually a pretty precise number, and the calculation is actually over $7,000 just in these. So being at 175, I'm definitely gonna go over the store limitations for eBay very quickly. There's about 250 postings that I'll be able to post. So the idea is going to be, currently I have about close to 50 listings that I could post for free without opening up my eBay store. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually use those up. Then I'm gonna actually open up the store and place everything else. I might do it like that, and I might do it some other way, because what I need to do to make these listings a lot quicker, for instance, as you can see, like when I organize stuff like that, those are about all the same size doors. I want to be able to list one door and say quantity 16, so I could have 16 listings within like a minute. So whatever way I could do that best, that's exactly the way I'm going to approach it. I was talking about the shelves. You already know that it cost me per 6 shelves, and you only see 4 in here because I only used 4. It cost me for 6 of them like $96, I believe. That's with taxes. Some more shelving is going to be used like in a different place and stuff like that. So this is the order I decided to actually put them in. Just make it very long, like 12 feet, 12 feet, 12 feet, and 12 feet. And I gave myself a little bit more room, you know, towards the top there, because some of the cabinet doors, they're a little bit taller, and some of the flatter stuff, you know, like that, you know, for the little, you know, type of cabinets or anything like that for storage. So kind of planned everything accordingly. Like if I need to add another shelf, let's say like in the middle over here at some point, I can do that. Same goes for here. But I'm actually surprised how much was able to fit in here, because when this stuff was in boxes, I took up basically the entirety of my Sprinter van, like my long one, all the way towards the top of the, you know, ceiling and stuff like that. So removing all the boxes saved a lot of space, and not only that, I was able to add a lot more. Here's all the boxes. They came in actually pretty nice boxes, and you could see kind of like the sizes and the doors. So I still gotta do the inventory for Veranda Breeze type of kitchen cabinets. So I'm using the boxes to actually help me to do that inventory. So basically I'm gonna set them down like on a table, and then I use Excel spreadsheets to basically look at the size, and I actually enter 14.87, and then I put an X by 13.90 and put quantity 2, since there's 2 doors. That's what I'm gonna do for the entire pile. Well guys, since you've seen, definitely being organized is going to be key in this type of business, and knowing exactly how much quantities you have. Like in this case, it's going to be pretty easy because, you know, I have pretty much all the quantities written down, and in order for me to make a listing, all I have to do is just take a picture and say how many I have, like in a quantity for eBay. And they actually have that. I'm not sure if it's available to new sellers like me. I'm pretty much going to be a new seller. I'm basically just diving in. I want to actually sell eBay full-time. I'm also going to be doing some other stuff to supplement some of the, you know, downtime, I guess, in this business. As you guys know, I'm mainly a person that I'm very ambitious, and I like to try different things. Probably I'm not ambitious enough, otherwise I would have been further along. But instead, I'm over here trying to mess with stuff like this. But you know what they say, it's better late than never, and I don't feel in my case that I'm late for anything. After all, I do have everything paid for. So just like anybody out there, you know, I really don't like to work a lot, you know, if nobody's really forcing me, and I've kind of, you know, took that choice and taken some time off, and I really, sometimes when I do work, I really work. But now I feel like I'm ready to start some kind of business, and I have started already like a lot of different things. A lot of it I call it pretty much virtual, but really it's just different income streams that are pretty much coming in whether I do anything or not. Those will always come through. I'm going to be looking for more ways to actually do that. But this is me being a little bit old school and actually trying to do something that something like selling. But I think selling is something that normally brings people a lot of money. Like anybody that's been merchants like in the past and stuff like that, they've made a lot of money from selling. It's a lot better than having to go work for somebody. I mean, imagine this. I have like just a couple of these cabinets. The most listing price for these cabinets are about like regular cabinets, like not even finished, about cabinet doors, excuse me, about $75, right? And they're finished like really, really nicely. So there's a lot of work that's actually went into, and basically, I put the price that perhaps $50 is what I'm going to be listing for. I'll have to look at similarities and stuff like that to other cabinet resellers cabinet door resellers on eBay, and there's actually some are there that sell. So I'm gonna list it accordingly. But the example I want to make is just two of those doors is gonna be like $100, like 50. And most people, if they're gonna go work somewhere for like $9 an hour on the East Coast, that's still pretty common. The minimum wages are still here not that high. I'm really not sure what they are, but $9 is about a typical type of income if you're gonna go work in a store or something. So by the end of the day, like 8 hours, you really don't make your full, let's say like $80, which in this case it would not be like 80, it would be like maybe like $72. By the time taxes get taken off, maybe about like 22 bucks, you're only left with about 50. So just selling like one door per day would have actually made somebody enough money. So I have just in the Mocha doors alone like 175 of them, about probably very similar to the Veranda Breeze doors. And then I also have some vanilla doors and a little bit of black ones, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of the black ones. And I also have some other doors that I haven't even calculated in this inventory. I have some other brands as well. But that just goes to show, like, I mean, like $50 a door, like if you sell two of them, it's like $100. That's already like more than double than what some people make at regular jobs. Now, I haven't really worked at like like these regular type of jobs for like probably like 14 years now. I've been basically self-employed all this time, but I realized like when I was actually expediting full time, and right now I'm actually expediting part time, I've realized that after all your expenses and stuff, I was averaging between $250 to $300 a day, and that is not including Saturdays and Sundays. That's just like basically close to $300 per day. So I always kind of thought like, I mean, can't I do that just like locally with something? Maybe like perhaps I sell something. Maybe it's one item for $300, but I think you got to start somewhere, guys. And even though everything's paid off for me, even now I'm like thinking like, is this even gonna go? Like, is this even gonna work? Like I have like my doubts, and I really don't know like what's gonna happen with this. All I have to do is just start. So if you're somebody out there that's thinking about starting like eBay, and you want to keep an eye on like what's it gonna be like, for me, just observe my channel, and I'm gonna be posting some of this stuff. I also post some other stuff, but I like to post stuff that has to do with business, with making money. I mean, who doesn't like to make money? And better question yet, who doesn't need money? Like, we all need extra money. That's actually real important. And most of us want to put in the least amount of work and get the higher return. At least I am. And maybe you're wondering, like, how much did I get all these cabinets for? Guys, I bought like 6 pallets, and I paid like, I think like $400 to $450 for all of these cabinets. So you could definitely tell I'm not going to be losing on this deal, and I know where to get more where this came from. So, if it goes well, then I'm just going to be getting more inventory, and I'll see how it goes. So right now, definitely, I got this thing organized for, selling kitchen cabinet doors. If this does go well, then I will plan on actually building like some kind of warehouse or renting one if if it goes really fast and I don't have time. And then perhaps, take it further, hire some staff to, do the packages and stuff like that. Guys, I know this might be like turning into like a very long video, but back in 1995, what's his name from Amazon? Let me look him up really quick. How could I forget? I remember young Jeff Bezos in like 1995 when he started Amazon, and he was being asked like a lot of different questions and stuff like that. They were growing in some parts and sometimes they wasn't. Guys, this guy had just an idea to sell books. Of course, a really good idea at that, because if you really think about it, like, who doesn't read books? I mean, you know, people own books that they don't even read. I guess that's a better answer right there. But that's what he started with, and when he started, he didn't even have like tables to package everything, and he was working in a warehouse with other guys. They didn't have any tables. They just had like all the supplies. Maybe they had shelving. I don't know. But when they actually made some money, like Bezos, see, they were crawling on the floor packaging all the stuff like on their knees. So Jeff Bezos was like, hey, maybe we should get some knee pads. And some manager or whatever, some staff says, let's just buy tables. Like, that would be, and he's like, oh, good idea, you know, and he buys tables. So, you know, that being said, I mean, just think about it. Like, Jeff Bezos went from this guy that got this idea, opening up, you know, like a warehouse to sell like books with other employees and stuff like that. And they didn't have tables. And he was thinking about getting knee pads, you know, that was his like great idea, you know, to go further. So if you kind of look at that, that like ideas grow, like really, like you plant an idea in your head and it's like a seed. Over time, it's just going to grow. So I'm trying to do something here, which I don't think I'm like Jeff Bezos level at all, or like Elon Musk, or like none of those guys. But I am a hard worker. If I want to do something that I'm passionate about, then I'm actually gonna like just really just dive in, and I'm just gonna do it. Like, I'm a train that's like unstoppable. Like, if I really know like what I'm doing. So immediately, the very first things I like to do before getting started at all, first of all, get organized. Even though this is a shed like this that doesn't look really nice, but the main thing is I do have it, and the storage itself is important. So get organized, and then get organized on the shelves, and then get organized on the paperwork. And hopefully you eliminate having the actual papers. I mean, we have smartphones these days that you could just basically get like Excel spreadsheets on there by Google, and they're called like Google Docs. So there's Excel type of files that you could do a lot with, and you could like go ahead and start putting in all your inventory, and everything's like right there, and it's like visible. So it is really handy stuff that we have these days to really simplify things for us, like big time. Because you could also take that information, copy paste it like to listings or to your clients. Like, I've noticed that I could even create a link to my actual product list. So technically, I wonder if it's like, if it's gonna work if I send it to somebody, which I will actually try. I'll send it like maybe like to my wife, and see if from her phone if I could click on it, and then it's gonna take me to the actual file that I basically created the link for. Because that's actually gonna be really helpful, because technically I could always update this Excel list with a link, and if somebody clicks let's say like on an item that they want to buy, they could have a link to the product availability list, and when they click on that, it's going to take them to my Excel spreadsheet, and it's going to tell you that's the quantities I have of the stuff. So then the person knows he could actually contact me, you know, maybe like over the phone to buy all those other things. Or maybe I have these things listed on my website. Maybe I don't want to list everything on eBay, for instance, right? Or maybe I don't have any room to list all this stuff on there. Maybe I don't have any more slots. Of course, I could list up to like 1,000 items, but there's only 250 free listings every month that you're able to do. But the most important thing is just listing at least one item per day, and then it's gonna be like 30 items, you know, like per month. So if you listen like 5 per day, then yeah, like you're gonna be like at 300. But of course, I'm thinking about crazy numbers. I'm thinking that I could actually list these 170 cabinets, doors in like a single day. That's what I think. That's just the way I think. Maybe that's not gonna be like where it's gonna be at, but I mean, I could, you know, think that I can, and I'm gonna try to. But that being said, guys, I have so much stuff to sell, including car parts and stuff like that. But I'm beginning to realize that if I'm going to be doing this full time, I really will not have any time for anything else, because the entire time you're gonna be like listing stuff, and then if something sells, packaging stuff up, and then selling it, and perhaps getting more inventory. But I'm gonna start with what I have, like with this stuff. I also would like to start selling clothing as well, and that's just doing like retail arbitrage, just going to different stores, grabbing some clothes that's like real cheap, and then reselling them. It turns out that golf, polos and stuff, they go for, they sell pretty well on eBay, depending on the brand, of course, because it's the dress code on the golf course. So they like to save money too. So they go like to eBay and they find something that's maybe like half price or maybe a quarter of the price that what it initially is, and then these stuff will sell, and clothing gets old and people get new clothing. So it's just like a never-ending type of thing. I don't know how well this kitchen cabinet's gonna go, but I know one thing is every home has kitchen cabinet doors. Maybe somebody will want to replace their doors and they're just looking for the right sizes. They replace them. If it's 36-inch cabinet doors, they could just put their old hinges in those, the French hinges, and use that, and maybe they could just build fresh new boxes for what they designed and just looking for sizes. So I definitely think there's got to be a market out there for it. But either way, guys, I will keep you updated with the stuff. Thank you so much for watching this video. And a little reminder to my regular viewers and listeners, I am not quitting on doing expediting content or sprinter content, or anything else for that matter. The way I always handle this channel is I post videos that I'm currently making. And I know for the actual, I guess, YouTube algorithms, that's probably not the best way to go about it, but that's the way I'm going to go about it because, first of all, I think same content gets old after a while. I mean, you're not going to be repairing your sprinter every single day or thinking about expedite every single day. Sometimes people think about other stuff like, hey, can I sell on eBay? Like, what's the best way to do it? And what I want to do is I want to, as I'm starting out, I want to post as much information as possible when it comes to selling on eBay. That's including, I'm going to be showing everything, like the software that I'm using, the scales that I'm using, and everything else. And I'm going to see if this is actually any good. Because you never know until you try. Because maybe this is going to be something I'm going to really like. I have nothing against selling. I actually like selling. Especially when it's like not a person-to-person selling, it's like on eBay, where people find the item and then they just basically sell it. So for a while, I was actually kind of thinking whether to list the stuff, kitchen cabinet doors on eBay or Craigslist, and I was kind of thinking maybe Craigslist, because I really was kind of like worried about shipping. But I'm going to be charging for shipping anyways, so it doesn't really matter. And each one of these boxes, I'm going to be kind of like just measuring them and providing the actual weight to, when I'm actually listing the item. As I've showed you guys in the previous video, watch that when I talk about like like how can you tell your profits, like a profit loss calculator for eBay and PayPal. And inside of that, I show you kind of like towards the end of the video, when I have listed the item or once I'm actually listing it, when you input the dimensions of the item and you choose who's going to be shipping your item for you, because of the weight, because of the dimensions, it gives you the price. And the price is actually, you could have an option on there that the price is actually going to update according to where it's being sent. So it's going to be a little bit more to send it to somebody like from East Coast to California than from East Coast to, like, let's say like to East Coast, maybe like Florida, right? That's a little bit closer. So I think that's important. You could also have a flat, price for shipping. And some people have this idea where they charge double shipping than it normally costs, because if they have any returns, that gets covered. So they kind of covering themselves that way. And actually, I've noticed a lot of, places do that, including, some places that send you parts. They charge you double shipping because it's like shipping and handling. Because it's not only shipping, you're handling the item. So shipping and handling, that's why it's always like twice. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you guys liked it. Please hit a like, if you liked the video. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you guys have any ideas for future videos, feel free to comment on this video about anything. I don't care. And if you guys are selling on eBay, let me know. If you have any ideas that you want to share with the group, please let me know. I'm definitely open to ideas. But in the meantime, whatever I do and the ideas that I have, I'm going to be sharing with you guys. because believe it or not, this is how it all starts. People start from a shed, from a garage, and then before you know it, you learn stuff. So maybe I'm gonna learn that kitchen cabinet doors is not the way to go. You know, I could definitely learn that. Maybe books is the way to go. You know, you never know. So you never know until you try. And I'm gonna be sharing it with you guys. So maybe if it goes well, hey, feel free to copy me. You know. But anyways, guys, take care of yourself. God bless you, and see you guys in my next video. Bye bye. My name is Serge Zimaleta. I'm 37 years old, and yes, I experienced success after buying my first home for cash. Back in 2011, I was broke, but I learned to solve problems on my own. Now, I'm helping others to solve their problems. I know what pitfalls to avoid to stay profitable in business. Need motivation to be more successful in your life? Do you have Sprint or Expedite or business problems? Then subscribe. Let's find creative solutions to your problems. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my helpful videos.